So, I'm reading the morning news and I see a headline. A councillor has apologised for telling a disability charity disabled children cost the council too much money and should be put down. I'm going to come back to him later, but first let me recall some experiences I've had in working with people with disabilities. Actually, tell you what, right? Before I do that, I'm going to admit something. I'm a whiner. It's true. I'll complain if it's too cold, if it's too hot. I complain that my roof needs fixing when some people don't even have a roof over their heads at all. And the chances are you are the same. I've been meaning to write a book since I was in my 20s, and yeah, I'll get around to it one day and write it, but I once did some work for a person who typed on a computer with her chin. That's right, her chin. She could only communicate with her carers by rolling her eyes in different directions and blinking at key points. Despite her disability, she wrote a book with her chin. True stuff. I was a nurse for over 20 years. One of the best days I ever had was working with some disabled children in a school in Scotland. Now, I was pretty expert in the field of human movement, and I was a consultant to a local education authority for handling plans for children with severe disabilities. Some of these kids, they were deaf, they were mute, blind, every physical disability you could think of. One day, myself and the deputy headmaster decide, instead of doing another day of risk assessments and handling plans, we thought we'll get the guitars out and we'll have a party with the kids. There was a guy there on work experience. He was a pretty good drummer, pretty good on percussions, and we had an afternoon of singing Disney songs, you know, classics like King of the Swingers and Bare Necessities. It was great fun. It was just incredibly heartwarming, you know, seeing these kids and the challenges that they have to face on a daily basis. Just so full of joy. Incredibly touching. While we were playing, I noticed one lad who had a dysfunction in the timing centre of his brain, and this made his normal movement jerky and extremely difficult to coordinate. And he was banging his hands in time with the music, and that should have been impossible. He shouldn't have physically been able to do that. So when we next carried out some physiotherapy movement with him, we did it by singing Bare Necessities. So instead of sort of saying, ready, steady, stand, we went, look for the bare necessities. And this young lad managed to coordinate himself to stand up on this, you know, the thump of the music. And his movement improved so much, and it was just incredible. I'm not a bit ashamed to say that I had some tears in my eyes when it happened. And even now when I recollect it, you know, it's hard to choke back the lump in my throat. And the truth is, I feel so ashamed when I think of some of the things I whine about like a spoiled little brat. And I compare it to the struggle some people have every single day of their lives. Collin Brewer, I hope one day you see this video, and I hope one day you will pluck the courage to beg for forgiveness. Long after you are out of the headlines, without the eyes of the world on you. But you beg those people you have maligned, you look into their eyes, and you find the words to say how sorry you are.